Right. Let's go off the top of my head. No writing, just feelings. Let's talk about this. This is the last day. I'm 42 today. Very emotional day. Um, yeah. All right, let's go with the flow. Let's do this. I tried to do it last night, but I couldn't do it. So let's talk about it now before I get in too deep. It's hard. It's hard sometimes. It's hard. It's hard. So we got to talk about this. When a good video game comes along, you forget about all your problems, you forget about everything, you just play. And when you go back to work and you hate your job, you could always go back to. I'm just getting so emotional. Sorry, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, you go to work and all you think about is coming back home and playing this. So it gives you an idea of how much I hate it. Honestly, it's gonna be game of the year. I nominate this one the best Zelda ever made. It's pretty deep. I'll say why. I was clear enough back in the days. Breath of the Wild, I didn't like. A lot of people I know didn't like it. I didn't like it. I enjoyed it, but it was finished. I never went back to it. This one I want to complete it 100%. It's like an addiction. You start playing it and you can't put it down. I had all weekend. I can't put it down. First and foremost, my real life brother told me Nintendo had so many DLCs that they just put it in one cartridge. But if you're watching, I want to correct you right there. I was afraid it was going to feel like a DLC. It doesn't feel like a DLC at all. It really feels like its own thing. Like you start the game, the first 1 hour, 2 hours, I was like, oh man, this is gonna be Breath of the Wild DLC. And oh, my sword is breaking and all that. But then the story's a little bit darker. The actual questing is amazing. The story, I really love it. I'm 20 something hours in. I'm in Sora's domain. I'm doing that right now. As I'm doing the video, if you guys are playing, I'm on top of the Sora's domain place, getting rid of the muck, if you know what I'm talking about. And I was playing it. I was like, man, this is okay. Eventually, my sword broke. But the beginning of the story gets real dark. Link awakes with one arm missing. He has this spirit that gives him his arm, but the arm power thing, Zelda always have a kind of a gimmick. Can we say that? Kind of. But this one has the best one ever. First and foremost, the one I love the most, the creation part, I know everybody knows already. It's insane, the stuff you can do. You can create, you have this power to just grab stuff. You can make a horse carriage, you can make a racing car. I know it makes no sense, but it makes sense. It sounds kind of corny, but it makes sense when you're playing it. It's really fun, really amazing. You're on top of the sky. That's the other part. Breath of the Wild, you only have one layer. You had a Hyrule, and that's it. Tears of Kingdom, you have the whole sky domain, Hyrule plus the underground. The game is so big, you just want to die in it and play forever. But I'm going off my point. I forgot so much stuff, so much hard to review and to think about it. It's just unbelievable how much this game has to offer. I'm glad to see. That's the other part that really touched me to the soul, because I know I buy a bunch of stuff, but this game just made me go like, okay, I was missing that feeling of genuine new stuff. Like after a while, you feel like, honestly, I'll be honest, Nintendo doesn't pay for anything in here, but I do love what they make. But in the past couple of years, you got a feeling they're making stuff for cash grab. Yes, it's a big money company money. Cash grab, cash grab. It feels like all right. But this one really feels new, genuine, and they actually put their heart and soul in it. It really feels good compared to the other one. So I'm going back again. Creating swords and weapons and everything. That's the other power you get. I think it's the second power you get. I didn't unlock all the power as I'm playing this or doing this review. I promised I was going to do it Sunday night. But yeah, you're walking around, your sword breaks. I'm a type of Borderland player. I hate to compare. I get a good gun. I keep the gun until the end. What I'm going to with this, the point is, you get a weapon in this game, it breaks, but with the new power, you have a claymore lying there on the floor, and you have a giant rock there. This power allows you to merge a giant rock with a claymore. Then you're whacking on the the enemies with it. Like, you can custom made any weapons. I broke a horn off a lizard and I put it on a lance, and it was so much damage. And you see the upgrade damage in the weapons. You can craft weapons instantly. Really fun. It's actually genuine, original the way you're doing it. And it's just priceless. It's a new system, and I just love it. So when your sword breaks or whatever breaks, you're happy because you just want to craft something better that lasts longer. But you can do it really fast. It's really fun. A bow and arrow, I should try it. You probably can craft one more powerful, but the bow and arrow, you could shoot whatever crap you picked off the floor. Like, you have a flower leaf, you can put it on top of the arrow and shooting flower arrows. Sometimes you got creatures that are covered in mud. You have to take the mud off before doing the damage. There's a lot of just that, just the power up. That is one. And then you have a power up of rewinding. Like, I was a part of a mission where a rock was falling down from the sky, from a station or whatever was up in the sky. I had to rewind the rock that just fell down. So you jump on the rock, you rewind the rock, you cast a spell, and then it brings you back up. Stuff like that. But the one I love the most is a power I always forget, because I get into dungeons, I get into places, and I'm like, man, how am I going to reach the top there? And it's only a floor where you have that power where you can teleport through the ground. Like, there was one tower, I can't remember the kingdom. There was a basement under. The guy was talking to me about hunting for mushrooms and everything. You go to the basement, but you're under the tower, really deep under. You could just warp through the ground up into the tower. Does that make sense? It sounds corny, but it's amazing. The warping, I always forget. I get at the places you're in a fight. There's a bridge on top. You could just take the warping power and warp right there on top. Bow and arrow and shoot everybody. It's insane. Insane. What other powers do I have? Anyways, the dungeons. Doing the dungeons? Are they called dungeons? Layers? Not layers. Layers. The layers, right? To get the upgrades you gotta have 4 those energy balls, just like in Breath of the Wild. I forgot the name again. Anyways, those dungeons, I really love them back in Breath of the Wild, but in this one, they are so original, each and every one of them. It's really a puzzle to do them with all the new powers, the build up and the stuff. And you got all these mechanics, like you have this energy battery you have on your character. Also, I got to figure out how to get more points to upgrade my battery energy. I know it makes no sense, but your arm has some powers, and you could put mortars on back of your planes or boats or whatever. You hit them, they turn on, or tires, but you got the energy battery that I only have one. I've seen people having 6 energy battery bars. I've only got one. As you do in those dungeons to get your power-ups, you have different gimmicks, different puzzles. The puzzles are so amazing. It's so original, so fresh. It doesn't compare to Breath of the Wild to me. Honestly, Breath of the Wild, like I said, I loved it. But the whole breaking weapons part. Now I'm smart, though. I'm upgrading way more of my stamina, because you still have you climb the mountain and you fall when it rains, but it doesn't matter anymore because you have the creation power. And I want to go back. At some gameplay, at some part, doing the Sora's domain part, I was down in a dungeon. And I had to bust water pipes to get the level high up, to get to this treasure thing, casting. I already forgot what it was. But it's got to help me to clear the gunk or whatever. And the water level was going up. I'm explaining too much, but I'm having such a blast. I don't want to miss anything. But I couldn't reach where the treasure, whatever power I needed to pick up. So there was a bunch of boards floating, like large boards. I must have stacked, I think it's in part Part 10, I think. It's in there. I must have stacked like 15 pieces of wood in a straight line. I said, yeah, I can't reach it. No problem. I created this whole bridge. And I was down in a cave. I couldn't make it too long. And it was hard to turn. Then I turned it and placed it. And I just walked with my own bridge. Just walked all the way up to the... You can create anything you want. You've seen people create, like, your brain is your limit. You can create whatever. Whenever you're stuck, you can merge stuff. Do some boats, make some planes, carriage. I haven't checked. I don't want to spoil too much, but I haven't checked what everybody... You kind of have a... Somebody told me, yeah, it looks like you have kind of Roblox in your Zelda game. But yeah, but that's just one part. It's really creative, really fun, really new. Like I said, it's fun to see Nintendo still have... I'm trying to say the word. I don't get to practice my English that much. Ingenuity... Like they still have the power to make something new. It feels fresh when you're playing it. It's really fun. It's game of the year. It's gonna be my Zelda game of life. It's way too much fun. You just want to stay there. For sure you want to do all the dungeons. There's 120 dungeons, I think, total. So you got to boost up your stamina. Make sure you boost up your stamina. Your power, you can always do whatever. You can cook some stuff, craft some cooking stuff that could put your defense up. So you don't need hearts, but do your stamina first. Upgrade your stamina, for sure. Because last time I didn't do that. And now I'm having a blast. So, did I miss anything? Oh, and especially, like after all these years... I scanned this guy, Amiibo, scanned it in-game, and I got the helmet. Now, every day, I get to scan all my Amiibo Zelda ones. You get better bonuses, like the Sheik armor. If you scan them every day, I'm probably going to get a piece. I'm going to do a video after this, just scanning my Zelda Amiibos to see what I get. But I forgot most of the names, but I'll try to do my best. But I scanned him. And I got a Link's Awakening helmet, like the actual face, so I can't take it off because it was my favorite top view Zelda. But 3D Zelda, then I think all Zeldas total. Like the story's really dark, and I really like it. Having it, for sure, it's Ganon down there in that basement. I'm not spoiling anything. It's the beginning of the game. I'm like, wow. The Amiibo scans are fun. You get lots of rewards, special swords. Special armor. It's not just skins like in Monster Hunter. It's actual armor. Because Monster Hunter, when you scan them, you only get layers. It's not the real armor. So that's basically it. Did I forget anything? So game of the year, Zelda game of life. Nothing's better than that. At first, I was so skeptical. I was afraid it was going to be a DLC Breath of the Wild. But it's totally its own thing. It doesn't play the gameplay and everything. It's really fun. I died a lot, but who cares? It's just priceless. That's all I could say 20 hours in. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Nintendo still got it. Still got some tricks in there. I don't know how they do it. You know, because you play games these days. Oh, it's the... You get that feeling. Oh, you don't even listen to the story. Like, oh, okay, it's this thing and that thing, and that's it. And you're used to the same hero, same stuff. I know, again, this one is kind of corny. Is you got to save Zelda, but you don't know where she is. Now, I'm asking myself, playing through it, any Zelda fans out there, is it really, the timeline, is it really after? Is it really after Breath of the Wild? Or is it after Age of Calamity? No, Age of Calamity was before. Age of Calamity was before, right? Yeah, that was before everything. But it was still Link. I really liked it. I hope we get another... It's a good Dynasty Warrior. Hack and slash. No breaking swords. But still, the breaking sword part, you appreciate it now because you want to craft better stuff. So it's priceless. Did I forget some powers that I have? That's basically it. You got the rewind. You got the crafting swords. For now, that's what I got. I can't remember. There's so much. Oh, and passing through the floor. It's priceless. I know it sounds stupid, but man, it's just so much fun. So don't miss out. And Have a good one. I'm gonna be playing this for a while. I really want to finish it. It's kind of late now. Maybe not playing tonight. Been playing it for 2 days straight, 3, almost 3 days straight. Can't think of anything. What's coming out soon? Final Fantasy 16, Diablo 4. Still didn't play Diablo 3 that much. I don't know what I'm gonna do. This game really made me think, like, the value you get, the emotions or the soul capture you get. I don't know how to describe it. When playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, you're like, yeah, I gotta get back into buying games that I actually enjoy. I have to test them because I wasn't gonna buy this. I was like, man, but I went all in, and I'm happy I have my collector's edition. I'm really happy. Is it my first collector's edition? Was that a collector's edition? Does that count as a collector's edition? The Legend of Zelda Dreamer edition? It's not a collector's edition, right? But anyways, as I was saying, I'm happy that I got the collector's edition. I'm happy. I'm really happy I got the Switch, the controller, everything about it. Everything. Everybody's going crazy for it. A lot of people. I don't want to show the videos, but it's so funny. People have been creating some crazy stuff in the game. The creation part is fun, but just the questing and the stories so far, like 20 hours in, I'm only in Sora's domain, like I said, because I love that fish country so much. I went there straight again. There's something about her being dead and her brother taking her place. Is that a spoiler? But yeah. Because all the champions in Breath of the Wild are dead. Yeah, they should make a Breath of the Wild with everybody alive. No, that would be nice. Because even then, in Tears of the Kingdom, when you started, the people that are helping you are dead, still shadows. But anyways, I've yet to discover more. I'm not that deep in, and I can't wait to see this. Apparently, it's 50 something hours, but to complete everything, it's 100 hours apparently. But just at the beginning, the starting island, I was floating around and just really just going everywhere using my powers, and it's been a while. I just maybe started the main quest maybe 5 hours ago, like, in the whole game. You can get lost in just doing dungeons and just doing whatever. There's so much stuff so hidden, especially collecting the poop monsters. Love doing those. So hit that thumbs up. Have a great Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? No, it's Monday. And we'll see what the future holds. Honestly, we'll see. I don't know what's coming out next, but I'm taking my time with this one. For sure, I'm completing the whole thing. Having a blast. I hope you all are enjoying this game. Not just because of the creation, but everything else inside. Plus all those new special powers. Like the impact of the powers of the original Breath of the Wild, like using the what were they called? Champions powers was like It was not that great. But using those powers right now, you feel invincible. Honestly, it's really fun. You're not invincible because I died way more times than Breath of the Wild, honestly. So all right, enough of me talking. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon. You hit that thumbs up.